kept losing money during a year and a half, trying to learn trading, trying to follow the signals, which were not really good. And I decided if I have a burnout and I want to pursue this entrepreneurship life that was a dream of mine, I have to be focused and to follow my own rules. I'm a full-time trader, but I'm also a real estate investor. I own 4 rental properties, and the main goal was to make the tenants pay me a rent which was above the mortgage I have at the bank. I try to multiply the sources of income for long term that make me it be sustainable for me and my family, for me, my wife, and later on my bigger family.
This is literally like music to my ears. Like, this is everything we want to hear. This is everything the trading community needs to hear. So we'll start off by, do you want to give a quick introduction into who you are, where you're from, and how you got into trading?
Yes, perfect. I'm William, I'm 32, I'm from Paris, France, and I got into trading like a few years ago.
Okay.
Actually, it was in 2018 when I got back from Africa. I went to West Africa to work in a high school. And when I was there, I saw on the street, I saw a book I'm sure a lot of you know about, which is called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And when I saw this book in West Africa in a very poor country, I was like, I have to, when I got back in France, to put my head down and to focus on financial literacy. So that's what I did. And I got famous to the concept of passive income, business, real estate. I can talk about that later as well.
Okay.
So that was the beginning of my entrepreneurship journey. And I stayed 1 year in West Africa. And when I got back, I started my entrepreneurship journey next to my job activities, because I used to work full time, but I started as a side hustle to do. I started to do drop shipping first.
Okay.
Didn't work out. I used to sell pillows, but it really didn't work out. And as far as trading, I started with as a lot of people with the MLM, with Snapchat. It wasn't good. It was like signals, and it was the flashy lifestyle. Like, I think a lot of people the same thing, and I was kind of attracted to this, I guess, at that time. And so I kept losing money during a year and a half, trying to learn trading, trying to follow the signals, which were not really good, everything. And then I quit trading after a year and a couple €1,000 spent to focus purely on real estate. And I got back to trading seriously last year in 2023.
Okay, cool. So it sounds like you've kind of been through everything of like the online entrepreneurship world, like the drop shipping, which I always think it's drop shipping, trading, or property. I feel like those are the 3 things that people tend to gravitate towards, because it seems like you say, like the lifestyle.
Yeah.
It seems very easy as it's portrayed online, and a lot of it you can do from the comfort of your own home. So talk to me about the drop shipping and the real estate, because that's something, not so much drop shipping, but the real estate side of things, that's something that's very interesting for me. And I'm sure some viewers at home will also be very interested in that. So talk to us a bit about that before we get into the trading stuff.
Yeah, with pleasure. As far as real estate, it's like a really passion of mine. Because now I'm a full-time trader, but I'm also a real estate investor. I own 4 rental properties, and I acquired them in 2 years, in 2021 and 2022. And my goal was to develop some passive income alongside my job income. And the main goal was to make the tenants pay me a rent which was above the mortgage I have at the bank. So it gives me a kind of cushion every month, in addition to my job salary. And so I managed to bought 4 rentals, but outside of Paris, because as you know, Paris is very expensive, and the it's like the buy rent ratio is not that good. I had to buy at a low price, but the rent buy ratio is kind of good because the rent the tenant pay me are not so low. They are okay, but I bought at a low price, so it's interesting in that way. So I own 4 rentals, and yeah, I love it. I'm always on the lookout for another one. I'm kind of chilling right now because I have to focus. It's a lot of time, but it's really a big passion of mine.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely love it, and I think it's so important what you said about the passive income side of it. This is what I tend to preach about. It's like trading is one thing, but what are you doing with that trading profit? You need to be putting it into things such as property that can pay you residually. And
Yeah.
this is what I'm always talking about because I think that is the part that a lot of people miss when it comes to the whole trading world. What are you doing with those profits?
Yeah, it's important. And you can be in front of the chart all day. I mean, you can be, but I think your results won't be that great. And for me, I have to take the money I make within my different investments to other assets. So for me, I buy Bitcoin every week. Every week, I put a portion of my money in Bitcoin. I also buy the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ every month. No, every week too, I'm sorry, a portion. So I try to multiply the sources of income for long term that make me it be sustainable for me and my family, for me, my wife, and later on my bigger family.
Absolutely love it. This is literally like music to my ears. Like, this is everything we want to hear. This is everything the trading community needs to hear. Like, it is so important to not only be trading, but also to be investing and putting your money into things that are going to pay you long term. For me, it's all about the generational wealth. And I'm sorry, trading is not going to give you that.
Yeah.
Trading is a perfect vehicle to get you the funds to be able to invest in these type of things, but this is what we need to be talking about, and these are the things that traders need to be doing. So I think what you're doing is absolutely golden, and it's really not spoken about enough in this industry.
Now, I appreciate you, and I think also trading gives you the opportunity to be free in terms of time, because I can talk about it, but I had a burnout at my job in last year in May 2023, which was the reason why I left my job, because I had a bit of money with real estate, and also in France, when you leave your job on a mutual agreement, you can have some help from the estate. So if you don't make
Okay.
money, it can give you a bit of money to sustain your lifestyle. So to me, it was the perfect time to set up my trading career. I had 2 years in which I had no problem with finances. So to me, it was the perfect time. And trading gives you the ability to have a kind of time freedom. So now I have time to read every day, to work out, to cook. I love cooking, so I think it's the ultimate. Is the best job for me, and as an introvert, it's very good.
That is a very good point. For introverts, trading is amazing because we don't have to talk to anyone if we don't want to.
But you have to be careful, because for me, I kind of develop like anxiety when I go out, in closed spaces and I don't know the people. Sometimes I feel bad. So I think that's one of the things you have to be aware of, that when you're alone in your space, you also have to dedicate time to go out and to still see your friends and family, and only go have a drink at the bar because you have to feel the atmosphere with the different people.
Absolutely. Again, I think that is one of the things that it's very common amongst traders that I'm finding out recently. We're very introverted. And I don't know if this is like across the pond of the majority of traders, but I know a lot of people that I've spoken to recently, they're literally becoming hermits. Like, they don't want to leave their house. even so, I'm in contact with quite a well-known trader. He's quite big, and I've been trying to get him to do something for me, but it involves being sociable, and he's just not, like, he will just not reply to me just to avoid even
Mm.
having the conversation about it. And it is so crazy to me that these people are so well known, so respected, and so looked up to, but they're literally scared to leave their house. Like,
Yes.
it's crazy to me. So I think it is really important for traders to just get out, network, socialize, just be around people, because it is so easy for us to just stay in our house and just not have any contact with the outside world because it's so easy. So I think that is a really good point of we need to get out a little bit more.
As you say, it's all about balance. I think it's all about balance. You have to focus on your craft, but you also have to focus on your health. As it is known, wealth, health is wealth. So without health, you can be really wealthy. So yeah, it is important to connect. I'm gonna do the marketing for you with the next event. Yeah,
Love
that you
that.
have.
I love that. So talk to me a little bit about the mental aspect around your trading. Do you find that like your anxiety kind of sometimes follows over into your trading? And if so, how do you manage that?
Yes, because I used to have like a kind of addiction problem. Me,
Okay.
I'm 32. I used to smoke weed. I don't know if I can say that on the on this video.
Yeah, absolutely.
I used to smoke like almost every day for 10 years. I quit and then I got back at it, and it was like a circle. I used to be to have an addiction in like sports betting too when I was younger.
Okay.
So I know, I think you have to know yourself. It is important to have like a real understanding of yourself. And once you know that, you have to be like, okay, you have two choices. Either you don't do trading again, or you take it really seriously. That's what I did last year. I got married 2 years ago, and when I got married, I was like, I have to do the right thing. And I decided if I have a burnout and I want to pursue this entrepreneurship life that was a dream of mine, I have to be focused and to follow my own rules. So now I have like a trading journal. I have like a habit tracker every
Okay.
day. I do crosses in each column to know I do all the things I'm supposed to. So you have to be disciplined, and so every day I have to be focused and just to take the setup that I have in front of me. I have different rules, so I have to follow these rules to for my trading. But I don't now revenge trade. I don't over leverage. I mean, I'm sometimes like everybody. You have this adrenaline that you want to do this, but you have to calm down. That's why it is important, I think, to have like an accountable partner. I have a friend of mine that does challenges too with prop firms. So we talk on a daily basis. And I don't think now that I have like anxiety in my training. It's really in my life outside of training that sometimes I can be anxious.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And I ask that because that's also something that I can relate to. I've suffered with anxiety over the years, with different triggers, but I find that if I'm having a really anxious day, that will really follow through into my trading. So now I've had to practice becoming more self-aware just because I have to understand that if I am having a bit of a down day, just stay away from the chart. Because before I used to kind of use that as like some kind of something to like take my mind away from the anxiety and like put it all into trading, and it was so detrimental to my trading. I was making bad habits, and I think that's something that people overlook as well. Like, you can have these bad days where you kind of take it out on the charts, which I guess it's fine for that moment, but you don't understand what you're doing psychologically. You're psychologically telling your brain that this is okay, and then it becomes a
Mm.
habit. So I really had to practice like self-awareness just to kind of take myself away from that. But
Mm.
the fact that you have managed also to not let that affect your trading, I think that speaks volumes on how far we both have come in managing that anxiety. And I'm speaking about that because I think it's very common in the trading world of a lot of us suffer with anxiety. So for people that are watching at home, it is very normal and it is very doable. Like you can get through that phase. And once you're through that phase, you'll become a whole new person and kind of realize how powerful you are and how powerful your mind is when you're really like working on it. So I think that is a really important point of, if you do have anxiety, don't take it out on the charts and do the work necessary to not allow it to affect your trading.
That gives me chills what you just said, because it is true. And for me, I think it's also screen time. I have to be less in front of the charts, because even though I don't revenge trade, I'm not clicking every button, I still have a lot of screen time. And I think it's not a good thing. So I have to reduce that. But I'm aware of this, and in my habit tracker, I have this column like less than X hours in screen time. I don't every day follow this rule, but I'm working on it. And also the sleep is really important. Me, I'm like an early bird, which means I get at bed soon in the evening, but I wake up really early in the morning. Me, I'm at 6 a.m. My eyes are full open, ready to go. So this is why it is important to keep your health in check and be aware of your inner demons, I guess, and then work on them, and you become a better person.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it is a lot of self-work when it comes to trading. It's not just about the charts. It is your psychology is so important. Which I think it's very prominent in like today's age of trading. People are very aware of the psychological element, which is good. But I think sometimes people place, so there's people that suffer like with anxiety and that they struggle in terms of their trading. But then I also think that there's people that just have bad habits and they somewhat blame trading and kind of blame this anxiety on their bad habits when it comes to trading. So I think there's a very, very thin line between people struggling with different kind of issues and that following over to the charts, but then people using it as an excuse when it comes to bad trading habits. What is something that you would say to someone who is, you can clearly see that they just have bad habits and they need to stop? What would your advice be for someone like that?
I think we already know, because I think that's the reverse. I think that's your habits that contributes to your anxiety. For me, I know that I don't sleep more than 6 hours at night, and I know it's not good for me. It's not good long term for my health. I know I can have my phone. I have to put it in a airplane mode as soon as I go to my bedroom. To me now, my bedroom, no electronic, only books, me, the bed, and my wife. That's it. I can have my phone, because it's then with the blue light, it's not good for sleeping and everything. So I think focus on your habits, journal not only your trades but also your habits. What do you do? For me, I wake up at 7. At 7:30, I read for 30 minutes. I do coffee. I bring coffee to my wife at bed. Then I meditate. Then I work out. And me, because I only trade 2 assets, which are the German DAX, the Indies, I think we say in English, which is the 40 major companies in Germany.
Okay.
And gold. I only trade those 2. So I have 2 sessions, which are from 9 a.m. to 11 for the European session, and then at 3 p.m. to around 1 or 2 hours after the US Open. So I try the more I can to be really focused on my schedule, And then since I love cooking, I cook. I like to keep my house organized, so I try to clean also. You have to be occupied. You have to, you can have your spirit on the charts every day. Otherwise, it'd be complicated, I think.
Absolutely. I literally just posted a reel today on trading full time should not be trading full time. Because it shouldn't. We should not be sat at our laptops, computers, phones, whatever you're trading from, and looking at those full time. You will burn out and you're going to revenge trade and you're going to have bad habits, and it's just a whole negative, it's just a whole load of negative things that we just don't want. Um,
Yes.
so I think that is really important. Like, find other things to do other than just trading.
Yes, really.
It really is so important. So, looking back on your trading career so far, can you share a pivotal moment that kind of defined you as a trader? So, any moment where you had, like, I don't know, a light bulb, where you took a really bad loss that you was like, okay, right, I can't do this anymore. What's that kind of pivotal moment for you when it comes to trading?
I remember like it was yesterday because it was in France we have a day for the people that love each other. It's called the Saint Valentin. It's the on the February the 14th. It's literally a few days.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
Valentine's Day. And on Valentine's Day 2022, 2 years ago, I was on my way to my job and I was trading, but it was at the time when I was kind of gambling at
Okay.
trading. And I had like 2 or 3 positions across Bitcoin, across US 30. So crazy stuff, crazy trades. And I got margin call or something like that. Like I lost around 2,000 in like 1 hour. So I was on a real account because at that time I didn't know prop firms. I wasn't aware of this, and I really wasn't ready for that. So yeah, I lost a lot of money that day. So I was like, I can't continue in that direction. And so I kind of stopped because my account was almost gone at this point. And it was really like early 2023 where I was like, okay, I have to take this serious. I know the technicals. I have nothing against it, but I don't do like ICT, smart money concept. I'm much more as a lot of light skinned boys. I learned through Swaggy C.
I love that.
Yeah, so I learned through him. Watched like a lot of these videos in 2020. It really resonated with me because it's really it for me it was easy and it was what was good for me. So support and resistance, psychological number, Fibonacci. That's how I trade till this day. So I just focused on this and I had to focus on psychology. So I started reading books. I have a book that I like, which is called, I think it's called Good Traders, Best Losers Win. I think that's the
Yes,
name of the
Tom
book.
Hubbard.
Yeah, I really like this book. So I decided to focus on my psychology because I know that I know the technicals. And I spent 3 months on demo account to track my data. So the data were good, and then I decided to pass a program challenge, which was with Bespoke, and I started it late June, like June 29th, if I remember correct, and I was founded in the beginning, no, in late September. So I was funded 200K, and now I had 2 payouts since then, and so I'm really happy and I'm serious. I don't risk more than 0.5% per trade. I have like a risk reward of nothing less than 1 to 3. So I follow these rules. I don't trade every day because I have like 2 to 3 trades per week that matches my criteria. So it was really what happened to me in 2022, the loss of the 2000, my wedding. I'm 32. I have to be more serious. So that's what happened basically.
Okay, so you just took that loss and you was like, yep, I am not doing that again.
Yeah, no, 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 no.
But you know what? It's good that you learned from that, because I know from me, for example, it took me a lot of losses for me to have that switch. But I think I was very young. So I started trading when I was around 18. So for me, I was just gambling. It was so bad. And I think if I went back now and did it again, I would do it very differently. But I know for a lot of people, it takes a long time and a lot of heavy losses before like that light bulb kind of comes on. So it's good that you took the necessary steps to not do that again. You found someone to listen to learn from, and then obviously you found prop firms, and it sounds like you've just been going up from there.
Yeah, exactly. To me, prop like I won't say life changing because at the end of the day, we don't know what could happen, and we see
Yeah.
what's happening with other on Twitter. It's crazy what's happening on X right now these days.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful. At the end of the day, it'd be good if you can have your own funded account, your personal account as well. But when just like me, I think it's the case for the majority of people, we don't have 100K to put in a personal account. So just to pay 500 and to have 100K, it's life changing. So if you're consistent and you can do that for 12 to 24 months consistently, put out money from the market, you'll be golden. So that's my plan. I plan to continue to focus and to build my prop capital for sure.
Absolutely. And like you said at the beginning as well, you've got money that you're putting your money into other assets as well that are going to pay you residually. So you're setting yourself up for a very nice future, which is what we should all be doing.
Yes. And at the beginning, I had the imposter syndrome. I don't know if you can say that in English.
Yeah.
And in my family, since I'm a child, my father was born in Africa, in Guinea, West Africa. And he always worked hard in a company. He finished his career at a higher position, but there was no entrepreneur in my family. So I had kind of the syndrome of the imposter syndrome because since I was 20, maybe no, I would say 25, 26. I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but when I talk about it to my sister, to my parents, and it didn't really resonate well. So I had to put my head down into the books and to talk to friends. But I think it's only the results that you can show that prove your real dedication and that can make people switch I won't say their opinion because their opinions are not based on what I do. It's who I am. But for me, the way my parents look at me are important. So I'm happy that for now it's beginning to work, and I will continue like this. I'm gonna do my best.
I love that. What would you say to someone? Something you said there kind of resonated with me. What would you say to someone who is in that same position as you were in when you were 25, 26? They're looking to start some kind of entrepreneurial journey, but no one around them has done that before. And their friends, their parents, they just don't get it. And like I said, I can really resonate because there's not really that many people that are really close to me who I've grown up with, who have started a business, who have had like really big careers. And I'm quite lucky in the fact that I started networking from a really young age. So I now have acquaintances and people that I can talk to about these things. But what would you say to someone who doesn't have that network of business owners or people with really like high driven careers, people whose parents just don't get it? They feel alone, they don't feel seen, they feel like it's never going to work for them, but they still have this like nagging feeling to push hard and do something different. What would your advice be to someone like that?
I would say document your journey. That's what I did.
Love that.
Yeah, that's what I did in real estate, actually. When I started, when I went to do the visits of the apartments I was interested in, filmed the house and everything, and I put it on Instagram. And we gained a little bit of traction because I did that with two friends that were also interested in real estate. And just like that, we were able to go to some events, to meet some people that have like 20 years plus in the industry. So I think document your journey, but it's not for me. It's from Gary Vee, which is
Yeah.
I really look up to. I really love. I really appreciate Gary what he does. He's really inspirational for me. And so document your journey. Just go on the internet. Nowadays it's 2024. I think there's no more excuses because you can go on Discord, you can go on Twitter. There's a lot of opportunities to meet people that are just that are minded, just like you, that have some similar interests. So I think internet and the documentation of your journey are two good ways to start to meet people that may look like you and have the same interests.
I love that. I think that's such a great answer. And I think it's so scary for people to be posting online. So
Yes.
even just getting over that hurdle of documenting in the smallest thing, documenting that, videoing yourself and posting that online, that is going to take you so far out of your comfort zone that that alone will push you to do bigger.
Yes, and you don't even have to send the link of the media to your family that doesn't care about it. You just let
No.
the people that do care find it. And
Yeah.
then even for you, because I think it's good, like maybe in, let's say in 2 years, I reach my goals, I'll be happy to see where I started. And you can also, you can follow this to your children or something,
Yeah.
you know? It's good to look back on the old you and to see the evolution.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that is such great advice. And I absolutely agree. I think that is probably the best thing that they could do. Um, Back to a little bit of trading. Are you okay to show us a setup or kind of your
Yes.
style of trading? Is that okay?
Yes, no worries. Okay, this is the goal chart. This is the goal chart. It's not a trade that I took, but it's what I see in the
Okay.
future. Maybe what I would take later on. As you can see, the horizontal line, which is the weekly mid-level support at 2000, which is a round number. For me, I really like the psychological number. So 2000 flat is, for me, a psychological number. As we can see, since it reached that point, it went up. So I'm more likely than looking for buy in gold than shorts. And also, as I talked about trend lines, we can see the trend line from a little bit less than 2000 to 2006. So we have 2 points to that trend line. So to me, that trend line is valid. So the golden the golden zone for me will be the green one, because I put a Fibonacci from the last point of the trend line to the high point. And the green zone is like the 50, 61, 61.8 zone of Fibonacci. And to me, it's like the golden zone. So I would like, but I really not, I don't predict the future. But if it happens, I don't know if I can, if I can put up, I'm gonna do this. If it does something like this, I will look for buy in that zone. And it better if it has like a bullish engulfing in like 1 hour, 2 hour, or 4 hour. I will look for buy here. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna probably look for something like this and target the 27 Fibonacci extension. That's how I trade, basically.
Very, very similar to how I trade.
So yeah, this is how I trade. It's really simple. It's like trend lines, Fibonacci, and psychological numbers. That's what I like.
Mm-hmm. It's like music to my ears when I hear someone trading so similar to me. I'm like, yes.
Now, and I saw your way of trading too, and I think yeah, you also simple the basics, and I think people have to find what works for them, and
Absolutely.
it's a individual journey at the end of the day. So
Absolutely. Is there anything that you still struggle with or you find difficult when it comes to trading?
when it comes to trading, it's maybe impatience. Me, I'm someone that is impatient,
Me too.
but on my training, it doesn't really, because I can spend like a few days without taking a trade. But when it's like 7 days, now I'm starting texting my friend like, "Come on, it's been 7 days, no trades. It's a big long." And it's like, "Calm down. Patience is something good." But other than that, no, it's maybe, yeah, maybe patience, because it's not easy for me. It's not in my nature to be someone patient. But I think it'd be at this point, yeah, maybe patience.
Yeah, I'm I'm very much the same as well. I am so impatient. Just in, like you say, just in general. And I think that is something that trading really kind of, I always say, if you don't know who you are, trading will show you who you are. And
Exactly.
that is one of the things that trading really showed me who I am.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it will humble you really fast, because
Yeah,
everybody has like a winning streak. It happens, but when you on your fourth, fifth, sixth loss in a row, then only the strong survive. And
literally.
to me, this I know my most losing streak is it's a 5 to 6 loss in a row. It happens. It's like maybe once every 2 months, but it happens. And you have to be focused. You have to respect your risk reward ratio, and at the end of the day that the math will do the job. But you have to be focused, and you have to know your edge. So you have to know your data as well.
Absolutely. And I think those type of things, they only come with experience. So I think if you're a new trader, if you've been trading for maybe a little while, but you're still not quite getting it, experience is the only thing that will really get you to any type of success in trading. Trading isn't something that you can just master in a few months, or for some people, even over a couple of years. Trading takes a lot of patience. If you don't have it, you'll soon find out if you do or don't. And I think experience, you have to have experience in the markets to know how to navigate them correctly.
Yes, it's good to watch YouTube videos. It is important for your learning curve. But at the end of the day, you have to go through demo. Once you went to demo, you have to go to maybe a small account, and then a challenge account. But you can't skip those steps which are necessary.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what has your experience been like with Bespoke?
My experience with Bespoke was very good until now. Till today, it's perfect. I had 2 withdrawals with them. First one was during Christmas time. So it was a period of vacation. So maybe I had my payout in like a week, but it is normal since it's vacation time. And the second payout was also perfect. I've been paid in the time that they said, like between 3 to 5 days. So it's perfect. It's just me as an impatient guy. As soon as the third day arrived, I was like, "Hey, it's third day. Can I have my payout?" So, but I know, and I tell them, like, I know I'm impatient, and I'm having fun with them in the Discord. I like
Yeah.
Eminem. I like his just his name is really funny, because I love hip hop music. So no, no,
Okay.
I really appreciate Bespoke in my first ever. So I'll always be forever grateful for the opportunity.
I love that. I love that. It seems like the Discord recently, it's very fun. Like
Yes.
I've never really been in the Discord. Like I've got no idea when it comes to Discord, but I've been popping in recently and I'm like, it's quite fun in here.
Yeah, yeah, and
Everyone has
also,
banter.
yeah, and also the CEO, and especially the CFO, they're really in the Discord, and they
Yeah.
can answer your problems if you have one. So it's easy to communicate with people and to interact. So props.
Yeah. I think that is one good thing actually about Bespoke. The owners, Max and Lou, they're so hands-on and they will be in the Discord chat. They're the ones that are telling you things, replying to you. They're very in touch with their customers, which I think is so important and something that I love about Bespoke as well.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So at the end of the interview, we have a question from the previous guest. So your question is from our last guest, who was Griffin. And his question is, if you were a mentor, what would be the first thing that you tell your student to look at?
market structure. I think it will be market structure. Just master your candlesticks, master the easy, not easy because it's not easy, but yeah, the support and resistance. I know it sounds cliche, but to me, there is a trend for me since 2020 in all those fancy concepts. But to me, you have to learn the basics, and with the basics you can go far. Look at Swaggy C. He's one of the best traders, young traders I know on the internet. So I think just master market structure first, and then maybe you can dive into other concepts. But I'd say market structure, read books, and master your psychology. To me, psychology is really more important than the technicals.
Absolutely agree with everything. The only thing that I would add is anytime anyone asks me about getting into trading, I always say baby pips. Go to baby pips, because that will give you everything more than what you need for those like first basis points of trading, and what trading is, where it comes from, why we trade, who trades, the different levels of trading, the very basics of market structure. I think, yeah, that's the only thing that I would add to that.
Add just another thing, which is do not forget the calendar of economic events.
Yes.
If you do forget that and you place a trade on a Wednesday at 2:30, you can get smoked. So it's important to have you to always start your trading day with the tablet with the calendar of the economic events of the day.
Absolutely. Before you place any trades, know what is coming.
Yes, have a good size of the trade. Do not over leverage.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, what is your question for the next guest? Well, it has been absolutely amazing talking to you. You have got so many relatable points to your story that I think a lot of people are going to take a lot of value. And I feel like I say this all the time, because every trader I speak to is genuinely amazing. They all have a different type of story. But I think your journey with addiction, your interest in real estate and investing, those are really, really important topics that I think people need to be talking about, and are very, very close to my heart as well. So absolutely amazing conversation. And I know I was meant to come to Paris to do this with you, which we can't figure out the dates to do that. So hopefully one day I can either come to Paris or you can come to the UK, and we can have a real in-depth discussion about, I think, using trading profits and what to put those into, how to do that, and all of that kind of thing. I think that would be a really great conversation for us to have. But thank you so much for joining me, and I really hope that people at home will take a lot of value from this. And as always, guys, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss any of our videos. And we will see you again very, very soon.